Okay, so we are going to start on long division. Let's review real quick. We divide, multiply, subtract, make sure you compare, and then bring down. If there is something to bring down, you're going to start all over again. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, and bring down as many times as you need to. Okay? So, look at my long division right here. 540 divided by 20. Because we're dividing by a two-digit divisor, we're going to divide into two digits. Make sure that you have your line over two digits right here. Okay? Because we don't know the 20 multiplication table, we're not going to ask ourselves how many 20s go into 54. We're just going to ask how many 2s go into this 5. Okay? So pretend you're covering up the second digit of your dividend and the second digit of your divisor. So 5 divided by 2. I think I can fit 2 groups of 2 into 5. Therefore, I should be able to fit 2 20s into 54. So I'm going to put my answer up over the second digit. Okay, don't put it over here. You did not divide 5 by 20 and get a 2. You divided 54 by 20 and got a 2. Then we're going to multiply just like regular. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. We're going to subtract 4 minus 4, 5 minus 4. We're going to compare. Is 14 less than 20? Yes, it is. Very good. So, anything to bring down? Yeah, I have a whole 0 to bring down. I'm going to write it down here. I'm going to bring this 0. Make sure you're lining everything up as usual. Okay? 140 divided by 20. I'm going to start over. After I've brought down my number, I'm going to start all over. I'm going to divide. Can I fit 20s into 140? It looks big enough, but I don't know the 20 multiplication table. I don't know how many 20s fit into 140. But what I'm going to do is cover up the ones place. And I'm going to cover up this ones place. Does that look easier? Can I divide 14 by 2? Yeah, I know how many 2s fit into a 14. There's 7 of them. So I'm going to write my 7 right over the last number I brought down. I brought down the 0, so my answer will be right over that 0. Okay? 7 2s fit into a 14. Therefore, I should be able to fit 7 20s into 140. So I'm going to multiply just like usual. 7 times 0 is my 0 in the ones place. 7 times 2 is 14. And there is my 14. Subtract. It's a 0. Compare. Is my remainder, what's left over, my difference less than my divisor? Yes, it is. Anything to bring down? No, there isn't. 27 even. 540 divided by 20 is 27 even. Okay? Let's try this again. Open up page 259. Look at the yellow box. Look at what they did with 750 divided by 20. Those are your steps. Look at what they did. They divided 2 into 7, but wrote the 3 over the 5. Multiplied 20 by 3, got their 60, wrote it under the 75, subtracted 75 minus 60, got a 15, brought down the 0, and then divided 150 by 20, got a 7. 7 times 20 is 140. Subtracted, got a 10 left over. Compare, 10 is less than 20, and you got a remainder of 10. If you must, you use the 5 steps of division over and over and over again, as many numbers as you need to bring down. So we're going to do 1A together. Page 259, 1A. There's your 820 divided by 20. Okay? So we are going to cover up, well, first of all, let's draw our line because we're dividing into 2 digits. 2-digit divisor must be divided into 2-digit dividend. So we're going to cover up the 2 and the 0. Can I divide 8 by 2? Sure, I can divide that 4 times. 2 will go into 8 4 times, but I'm going to put my 4 over the 2 because I'm dividing 82 by 20. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract, and I have a 2 left over. Compare, 2 is less than 20. Then I'm going to bring down the 0. Well, this is easy. 20 divided by 20. Just one time. 1 times 20 is 20. Subtract them. Got a 0. Nothing else to bring down. That's it. Okay. Let's do 520 divided by 40. This is 1B. 520 divided by 40. Okay? We are going to divide into the 2-digit dividend. 52 divided by 40. Cover up the 2, cover up the 0. How many 4s fit into a 5? Just one. I'm going to write our 1. Okay, what's my next step? I divided 52 by 40, got a 1. My next step is to multiply. So go ahead and try this yourself. Subtract, compare, bring the next one down. And stop right there. See if you did it correctly. I'm going to do it on the board and check your work. See if you did it correctly. 1 times 40 is 40. I'm going to subtract. 52 minus 40, there's my 2, there's my 1. I'm going to compare. 12 is less than 40. And I'm going to bring down the 0. That's it. 120 divided by 40. Okay. I'm going to have to start over after I brought down the 0. We're going to start it all over, okay? 120 divided by 40. We're going to cover up the zeros in the dividend and the divisor. Cover up the 0, cover up the 0. What are you dividing? You're dividing 12 by 4. There's no 0 here and no 0 there. Leaves you with 12 divided by 4. How many 4s fit into 12? 3 of them. There's your 3. Go ahead and finish this up yourself. 3 times 40. Make sure you're lining it up. Subtract, compare. Anything else to bring down? And I'll do that on the board. See if you did it right. 3 times 0. 3 times 4. Subtract. And you got a 0. Nothing left. That's it. There we go. And I'm going to do 1C just in case some of you are struggling there. There's 1C. There's your 900 divided by 30. We're going to divide the whole 90 by 30. 90, cover up the 0, cover up the 0. How many 3s fit into a 9? 3 of them. Make sure that you put your 3 over the 0 because you're dividing the whole 90. Go ahead and multiply. 3 times 30. Subtract. You get a 0. Compare. That's correct. Bring down the last 0. Now some of you might get confused in this one. How do I divide 2 zeros by 30? Well, can you? Can you divide 0 by 30? No. So the answer is 0. If you can't divide, if you started over, you brought down a number and you started over, you still have to divide using a 0. Okay? 0 divided by 30 is a 0. 0 times 30 is 0. Subtract. Nothing left. Nothing to bring down. Your answer is 30. Think about the answer. If this is 900, but you didn't put that 0 there, is 900 divided by 30, could it just be a 3? No, it would have to be a 30. Okay? Some of these can get confusing, but just like regular, follow the 5 steps of division and you shouldn't have any trouble. Okay? Page 260, story problems, 3A is 1 step, and 3B is also 1 step. And I'm going to do 5A together with you. You have 4/4 minus 2 nickels. Okay, that's the kindergarten way of writing it. How are we going to figure out 4/4? By multiplying 4 times the value of a quarter. 0.25, put them in parentheses, and then we're going to subtract 2 nickels. Parentheses, 2 times the value of a nickel. Okay, 4/4. If you don't know how much is 4/4, you multiply times 4 like that. Is it 100? It's not. Make sure you use your decimal point. So it's 4/4 is $1. And then 2 nickels, 2 5s. So that's how you have $1 minus 10 cents. Again, if you can't figure it out, you can do it right here. $1 minus 10 cents. 10 minus 1 is your 9. Nothing here. Okay? 90 cents. 90 cents. Okay? There's your final answer. Go ahead and try 2B on your own. Now I want you to pay attention to number 7. Instructions tell you to reduce the fraction to the lowest term. So A, the fraction in A, when it's left over, you're going to have a fraction that needs to be reduced further. Okay? Make sure that you pay attention to that.